All right, you guys. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about and sharing with you how I was personally able to get lean after struggling with being overweight and being oversized for basically a vast majority of my life. So if you guys don't know, my name is Edward, and I've been over 300 plus pounds for the past since I would say since 2021. Even before 2021, my whole entire life, I was always considered a bigger and chubbier guy. But luckily for me, since I was a relatively taller guy, I was able to carry and distribute my weight relatively, like basically with clothes on, especially baggy clothes on. It was hard for most people to tell that I was morbidly obese because I was wearing a lot of baggy clothes and basically a lot of the weight and a lot of the overall excess fat that I was carrying, especially like I was saying pre COVID, even through COVID, most of that weight went through my lower back area. My it was I had a big stomach, but luckily, like I said, it wasn't like super big. But which is crazy because when I did my research, like most people, if they were 300 pounds at my height, you would obvious most people you would physically be able to tell that they were really big. But for me, luckily, I would say it was hard. I mean, honestly, looking back on my old photos, if you looked at me, you would definitely tell that, yeah, this guy's a bigger guy. But you probably wouldn't have guessed that I was over 300 plus pounds. If you would have seen an old picture of me, I'll put a couple pictures of what I used to look like. You would have been able to tell that, yeah, this guy's a pretty big guy. But you would not have been able to pinpoint. I feel like most people would not have been able to pinpoint how much I actually weighed at my highest recorded weight. But yeah, guys, in this video, I just want to basically share with you and break down with you how I was personally able to really lock in and get pretty lean. I'm still currently trying to figure. I'm still currently in my cutting phase. I'm still like 2 months out. I would say by January is when I want to start lean bulking. But from now till January, this whole holiday, I'm going to be locked in on my diet, trying to be super dialed in on that. But I want to just share with you guys a couple key tips that was kind of pivotal for me to ultimately help me losing a lot of weight. Because like I said, I used to be over 300 plus pounds, and now currently, as I'm recording this video, I'm at like 218 to 220. That's where I hover around. My goal is to get to like 195 to 200. So I have about 2 months to get to that. But I want to just share with you a couple key factors and key things that helped me personally see the most results as far as getting lean and just overall getting rid of that overall stigma of being obese and overweight. And for me, guys, the very first thing that I did was really locked in and focused on my nutrition. And what I mean by this, guys, is I know a lot of people talk about nutrition. First of all, nutrition is ultimately going to be the most important thing. But for me, I wanted to make my nutrition simple and trackable. So before, when I was first starting my fitness journey, I was just like sporadically tracking my foods. I was making a whole bunch of like, meal prep recipes that you saw online, those high protein, like baked ziti, high protein brownies, all these different high protein, macro friendly meals that look delicious. Because for me, I wanted something that was super delicious and super tasteful, and that's something that I could eat repetitively. But then come to find out, all these different high protein, different desserts and different recipes that I saw online, I was making them. For one, they never tasted or looked like they did. Like they never really tasted or looked as good as they did online. And secondly, when it came down to tracking, it was so hard to track literally all these different meals that I was making, because I can remember vividly. I made this high protein. I think it was like Alfredo pasta. All I know was it was a high protein. It was a high protein chicken and pasta meal that I saw online that looked really good. And when it came down to tracking it, it was hard for me to track it because I was making it in bulk. For me, I like to meal prep for 7 days, so I was making it in bulk, and it was hard. I know that on those social media posts, they give you like a serving size, but that's like for like 3 servings. So that's like for 3 days. I would like guesstimate and like prep and cook more to help me dish out for 7 days. So at the end of the day, the macros would be thrown off, and I would not know on a day-to-day basis how much calories I was exactly eating. So that's what I wanted to share. Once I pinpointed and understood that I really needed to know exactly what I was eating as far as calories on a day-to-day basis. That was a key factor, number one, for me to ultimately see the most weight loss. So once I switched that up, literally stuck with some simple whole foods and was able to track those whole foods, map out my meal plan, try to hit a certain target calorie every single day, try not to exceed it. So once you know what you're eating on a day-to-day basis by tracking simple, easy foods like ground beef and rice, that's just two ingredients: ground beef, rice. track the portion sizes. Obviously, you need to track all your foods cooked for the most part, because if you're tracking rice weighed, once it becomes cooked, it's going to be so much lesser, so much less food that you're not going to be able to eat. So, key tip for you guys: if you're tracking your food, track your foods cooked, because obviously you're eating cooked food. You're not eating dry, uncooked food. So I just had to throw that out there, because I feel like some people, they don't know if they're supposed to be tracking the foods cooked or uncooked. You want to track your foods the way you're going to be eating it. That's the simplest way I want to put it. You track your foods the way you're going to be eating the foods. If you're going to eat your foods uncooked, then I guess track your foods uncooked. But if you're going to be eating your foods cooked, please track your foods cooked. So that was one thing that I want to share with you guys, is that I really wanted to stress the importance of making sure you track your foods. And the best and simplest way to track your food is by simply eating healthy, whole foods and cooking your food yourself, and basically prepping your foods for the week. And don't overcomplicate the meal prep and overcomplicate foods. And overall, understand the importance of simplicity and repetition. The more simpler you can make your meals, the more easier it is to streamline, the more easier it is to just really stick to it for long periods of time. Because for most people, and for me especially, what I realized was I had to stick with this specific meal plan for at least 2 months, 2 months straight, to see the most progress. So like even now, it's still like little increments of progress. The more you get into your cut, the more your progress slows. But where I saw the most growth, from when I was like around 280 to 230. So basically the whole summer, this past summer, so from May 2024 to literally around, I would say we're in October, but I'd say around mid September, I saw the most growth physically, like physical changes, when I really got locked in and really dialed in on, tracking my foods, making sure I'm eating the same consistent foods that are easy to cook, not overcomplicating my meal plan. That guy was key. That guys was key for me to see the most progress, as far as me getting leaner and leaner and leaner. Was obviously, like I said, portion control, understanding what I was eating on a day-to-day basis, tracking my foods, and making sure I was hitting a certain calorie limit and not over exceeding it. Of course, on weekends, we're all human. But I'd say like minimizing your. Let me just say this: minimizing your cheat days, or your urges to eat certain foods, to at least once a month. If you really are craving certain foods, make it something you're doing once a month, not once every 2 weeks, or you do it twice a week. No, when you're doing it, just pick one day out of the month. The best thing to do is to literally map it out and plan it out ahead of time. So right now we're in the middle of October. If you hadn't had a cheat day all this whole month of October, you would literally plan it out on the last day of October. Usually, that's kind of what I would do. October 30th or October 31st, plan it out, and so you have a goal in mind. Okay, if I get to this goal weight for the end of the month, I can have this good cheat meal. That's kind of how I did it, to keep me motivated and keep me not keep me motivated, but keep me really pushing forward. Even on days where I had those urges, I would tell myself, no, I don't need to eat this junk food, or I don't need to eat this burger if I was craving a burger, because I would tell myself, okay, at the end of the month, I already have this planned out. So having that planned out can ultimately help you set you up for success, and to prevent you from binging ahead of time. Now, guys, the second key thing, guys, I want to share and emphasize with you, that I really grasped and helped me see the most progress as far as getting lean, was really understanding the importance of prioritizing strength training and trying to build lean muscle, and not overdoing the cardio. So if you want to do cardio, guys, I'm not gonna be the one. I'm not gonna be the guy who's gonna just like completely bash cardio. It's just that I feel like I can definitely relate, because I feel like most people who strictly or only do a bunch of cardio, in their mind, they're thinking of a fast, quick solution. Because that's literally what I was doing. I would go on mile long runs, spend hours of time doing cardio, because I was telling myself that is the easiest and quickest way to burn calories, and see the weight on the scale go down the next day. So I would do like 2-3 miles on the treadmill. The next day I would see my weight drop like 2 pounds. And I would be so excited. So I feel like most people, especially bigger guys, bigger people in general, who don't have a really good grasp or concept of how weight loss and fat loss are, they're kind of the same, but they have different pathways, in my opinion. You can lose fat, but your weight still be the same on the scale. But you can always lose weight, and then your fat level still be pretty high. So they're not like 100%. What's the word I'm looking for? Like synchronous. But either way, I feel like most people think that just doing a whole bunch of cardio will get them to the results that they're looking for. But that's one thing I did, and I saw that I was losing weight when I was doing a whole bunch of cardio, but my stomach, I still had a lot of belly fat. Basically, I was realizing I was losing muscle, and that was not the key for me. I did not want to lose muscle. I just wanted to lose the fat. So what I come to realize is if you wanted to like strictly target, honestly, you can't 100% strictly target like your body ends up losing. You, ultimately, guys, what I is based on what I've researched and what I've personally been coached on is that the best and optimal way to assure your body to maintain, retain, or build lean muscle while losing the excess body fat is to literally like tell your body that, hey, we need this muscle, but get rid of this fat. And the only way to do that is to literally strength train. Like not even strength train like you're doing little lifts, like strength train hard as if you're doing like a powerlifting competition. But obviously you're not going to be lifting crazy weights when you're on a cut. Like even for me, I know that if I was to eat more food, being like in a little bit of a surplus, I'd be able to push a lot more weight than I'm currently doing. But I'm right now mainly focusing on form and supersets to really get that extra calorie burn. But I still strength train. So it's important to strength train, lift weights, and do cardio on the side. Or honestly, guys, if you're getting steps from your job, like for me, luckily I have a pretty active job, so I don't really have to do any cardio at all. Usually, if I get my workout done within an hour and 20 minutes, and I still feel pretty good, then I'll go on the treadmill, go on the stairmaster for 20 25 minutes, bang out a quick steady state cardio session. But if not, usually I'm usually pretty drained and exhausted after my workouts. So I'm usually in the gym, warm up, get my workout done, um, do a little wash up in the shower, and I'm out. So I just keep my gym session really, really strict. I don't want to overdo anything in the gym. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. It's just importance of not overdoing things in the gym and making sure you're prioritizing strength training. Now, lastly, guys, I kind of mentioned it. I kind of mentioned it in my first point about the binging, but honestly, the third thing I want to share with you guys, and it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be hard. Is understanding the importance of cutting out binging, especially on the weekends, and understanding that. Like, let me just break it down for you this way: if you were to do good Monday through Friday, track your macros, eat your foods you're supposed to eat, go to the gym when you're supposed to go to the gym, and you basically did whatever you did what you needed to do Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday you decide, you know what, let me go binge out, let me go eat out with my friends, go to this party, go to this event, because you tell yourself, hey, because I did good on the weekday, let me just go out on the weekends. Guys, if you didn't know this, I'm gonna tell you this now. You could literally negate your whole week's worth of progress if you decide to binge on a Saturday and Sunday. So all the work you've done throughout the week, and if you decide to binge on the weekend, you could actually put yourself in a deficit as far as your goals. And instead of taking one step forward, you're going to be taking two steps back. And then it's going to take you another week just to get that one step forward, but you'll still be at a one step behind rate. So to climb back up, it just takes it basically. What you're going to realize is it's going to be a compounding negative effect. If you were to go through a whole month, Monday through Friday, do well, Saturday, Sunday, fall off, next week, same thing. By the start and the end of the month, what you're going to realize is you're probably going to end up gaining weight at the end of that month, which is going to be crazy. So you be telling yourself, damn, I worked out 5 days a week, Monday through Friday for a whole month. And at the end of the month, I ended up gaining weight. So that's going to be a mental mind fuck for you if you decide to just focus on doing good Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends fucking off, eating like shit, or just not tracking your foods on the weekend. Because that was what was keeping me at a plateau for months. Because I would tell myself 2 days cannot literally negate a whole week's worth of progress as far as weight loss and all the work I was doing in the gym. Guys, it 100% can. And unfortunately, that's kind of how. I don't know how the math works that way as far as calorie wise. First of all, if I wasn't tracking on the weekends, so I knew that was going to be the main thing for me. But I would tell myself, there's no way I could overeat on a Saturday and Sunday all the work I've done on the weekday. But guys, believe it or not, you binging on the weekends can literally negate and put you in a can put you behind essentially as far as your weight loss goes. So I wanted to just share these tips with you guys to just let you know how important it is to track your foods, eat what you need to eat on the weekend, and only if you're gonna have a cheat day or a cheat meal, just have it for one day and pick that one day out of the whole month, and that should set you up for success. Now, guys, if you guys didn't know, I currently do personal training as far as like, online coaching, helping guys or people in general who are stuck or trying to lose weight or just don't know where to begin. So I really want to just share that information with you guys that I do offer one-on-one coaching for guys who are trying to lose weight and struggling and don't know how to like, have a right game plan or have a good system in place. So I do offer that link in the bio if you want to, if you're interested in that. But yeah, man, that's all I got for this video, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.